I think she's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
The president is focused on ensuring that the most competent individuals, the best and the brightest in this country, are in positions in this federal...
With your nonsense, and don't lie about this being her first job. We know what you're doing there.
The video opens with a scene that no one saw coming. Joy Behar, the outspoken co-host of The View, known for her fiery debates and unfiltered opinions, found herself at the center of an unbelievable scandal. It was an ordinary day at the airport, passengers moving about, flights departing as scheduled, until chaos erupted at one of the gates. Law enforcement officers swarmed the terminal, and within moments, a shocked and defiant Joy Behar was led away in handcuffs. Eyewitnesses, stunned by the scene, scrambled to record the moment. Some gasped in disbelief, while others whispered among themselves, recognizing the controversial TV personality. The officers weren't there for just any routine arrest. This was a premeditated takedown, the culmination of a whirlwind controversy that had gripped both the media and the public. Behar, it seemed, had been trying to flee the country in a desperate bid to escape a devastating lawsuit that could financially and professionally ruin her. But the authorities were already ahead of her. We have reason to believe the suspect was attempting to evade legal consequences. One officer reportedly told journalists later, "The video dramatically describes how security officials had been alerted in advance, tracking Behar's movements as she booked a one-way flight to Italy, her ancestral homeland." But why was she fleeing? And what had led to this extraordinary downfall? As the story unfolds, the audience is drawn into the scandalous details that brought Joy Behar to this moment.
Joy Behar may have your jobs because of wokeness, but do not smear a competent professional woman like Caroline Levitt.
The video rewinds to the moment that started it all. The View, a show that prides itself on strong opinions and unfiltered discussions, has seen its fair share of heated debates. But on this particular day, Joy Behar crossed a line she never expected would come back to haunt her so severely. During a segment discussing the appointment of Caroline Levitt as the new White House press secretary, Behar made a remark that would soon become the center of a firestorm. "I think she's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. Behar scoffed, dismissing Levitt's qualifications outright. The video describes the immediate reaction from her co-hosts, some awkwardly shifting in their seats, others attempting to downplay the comment, but the damage was already done. Within minutes, social media exploded. Viewers, journalists, and political commentators from across the spectrum began dissecting Behar's words. She spent years advocating for women's empowerment, and now she's tearing down another woman based on appearance? One political analyst remarked during a primetime news segment, highlighting the blatant hypocrisy of Behar's comment. The video captures the outrage, playing clips of reactions from politicians, activists, and everyday citizens who felt betrayed by Behar's words. Calls for her resignation started pouring in, but no one, perhaps not even Behar herself, realized just how bad things were about to get. As the video continues, the narrator describes the absolute storm that followed. Within hours of Behar's comment, the internet was ablaze with reactions. Social media platforms were flooded with demands for accountability. Memes ridiculing The View's hypocrisy spread like wildfire, and hashtags like #CancelJoyBehar and #BoycottTheView began trending.
Here is Joy objectifying the White House press secretary, saying she only has the job because she's hot.
Her remarks, questioning whether she had finally gone too far. Even those who once defended her in past controversies seemed reluctant to stand by her this time. Political commentators from both the left and right found rare common ground, agreeing that Behar's words were unacceptable. Major advertisers took notice. As one marketing executive put it in a leaked statement, "This level of controversy is not something we can afford to be associated with." Companies began quietly pulling their sponsorships, forcing ABC to take immediate action. The video dramatizes how network executives were called into emergency meetings, desperate to find a way to contain the damage. But the public wasn't interested in a carefully worded PR statement. They wanted consequences. The calls for Behar's immediate removal from the show grew louder. Petitions demanding her firing began circulating, gathering hundreds of thousands of signatures in mere hours. The situation was spiraling out of control, and Behar knew it. Instead of letting the controversy die down, Caroline Levitt decided to go on the offensive. The video shifts focus to Levitt's response, one that no one saw coming. Instead of issuing a simple rebuttal, she took the fight straight to court.
I would not. I would not normalize him. And she says, I love our country. How do you love your country and support and normalize somebody who was a convicted felon who really wants to destroy the country, in my opinion? I don't understand how you say you love your country at the same time as you normalize this convicted felon.
I will not let my professional reputation be tarnished by reckless and false statements, Levitt declared in a press conference, announcing a staggering $50 million defamation lawsuit against Joy Behar. The video details how legal experts immediately weighed in, speculating that this could become one of the most expensive defamation cases in television history. The lawsuit accused Behar of making maliciously false statements with the intent to damage Levitt's career. She reduced me to nothing more than a number on a scale of attractiveness, Levitt argued, when I have worked tirelessly to earn my position. The video plays dramatic clips of news anchors discussing the legal implications, highlighting how ABC was now faced with a nightmare scenario: either stand by Behar and risk further fallout, or cut ties with her to save the network's reputation.
Where you want to perform. I agree with you, Joy. I can't sing a lick, but I certainly, and I have not been asked, but if I were asked, it would be a hard no.
ABC executives were weighing their options. Should they suspend Behar, demand a public apology? Behind the scenes, executives were panicking. The lawsuit wasn't just a financial threat, it was a PR disaster that could take down The View entirely. And Joy Behar? She was running out of options. As the legal battle intensified, the video turns its focus back to Joy Behar's final desperate move. Sources close to her reportedly claimed that she had become increasingly paranoid, convinced that she was about to be financially ruined and publicly disgraced. That's when she allegedly made the shocking decision to flee the country.
How well you can do your job, and the American people agree with that sentiment. So it's about confidence, skill, and...
According to reports, Behar booked a one-way flight to Italy, her ancestral homeland, in what seemed to be a last-ditch effort to escape the lawsuit's consequences. But what she didn't realize was that federal authorities were already tracking her movements. The video describes the tension at the airport. Security footage reportedly captured Behar checking in, nervously glancing around as she made her way through security. But just as she approached the boarding gate, TSA and law enforcement officers intercepted her. "Ma'am, we need you to come with us," an officer said, as stunned passengers looked on. Some captured the arrest on their phones, their videos quickly making their way onto social media. Within hours, the footage was viral. The video dramatically plays the moment of her arrest, overlaid with shocked reactions from news anchors and analysts. ABC had no choice. Within hours of Behar's arrest, the network released an official statement confirming that she was no longer affiliated with The View. The fallout was immediate, dividing Hollywood and sparking intense debates about whether Behar was a victim of cancel culture or simply facing the long overdue consequences of her words.
She's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
As Joy Behar's arrest made headlines worldwide, the fallout extended beyond just her personal reputation. The View, the daytime talk show that Behar had been a part of for decades, was suddenly thrown into a state of complete disarray. The video shifts to a behind-the-scenes look at how ABC executives and the show's producers scrambled to handle the situation. With Behar gone, the show's very foundation was shaken. Love her or hate her, Behar was one of the most recognizable and controversial figures on The View. For years, she had played the role of the outspoken liberal, challenging conservative guests, making waves with her blunt takes and often sparking headlines with her unfiltered opinions. But now, with her sudden and dramatic exit, the show was left scrambling for a replacement. Who can possibly fill her shoes? One producer reportedly asked during an emergency staff meeting. The video describes how the network initially attempted to downplay the crisis, with insiders suggesting they could simply replace Behar with another outspoken panelist. But the reality was far more complicated. Behar's name had become synonymous with The View, for better or worse. Meanwhile, as news of her arrest spread, the show's audience was divided. Some longtime viewers, particularly those who had supported Behar in previous controversies, were furious at what they saw as a politically motivated takedown. Others, however, felt that justice had been served. Social media was ablaze with debates. Was this the end of The View as people knew it? Could the show even survive without one of its most iconic co-hosts?
who was a convicted felon who really wants to destroy the country, in my opinion.
And then came the advertisers. The video details how sponsors, already uneasy from the initial backlash over Behar's comments, now faced an even greater dilemma. Would their brands suffer if they continued to be associated with a show engulfed in scandal? Some companies, unwilling to take the risk, immediately pulled their sponsorships, while others issued vague statements about reevaluating their partnerships. Behind the scenes, tensions among the remaining hosts were reportedly at an all-time high. Some were rumored to be relieved at Behar's exit, believing she had finally gone too far. Others feared that the scandal would take them all down with her. The video plays snippets from The View's first episode without Behar, highlighting the uncomfortable energy in the studio.